Final practice at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. One final hour for the teams to hone and adjust before the business of qualifying begins for the 2025 Mexico City Grand Prix. Lando Norris admitted that McLaren were already a little bit behind after Friday's sessions, although on long-run pace the papaya cars still seemed to have the edge. In FP3, he suffered a lock-up at turn 4 and went a little wide, but later on put in a perfect lap. Purple in all three sectors to take the honour of fastest driver of the weekend so far, clocked at 1 minute 16.633. Oscar Piastri's Friday was disappointing given his current position as Drivers' Championship leader. P4 in the first hour and way down in P12 in the later session. He was again off the pace a little, his best effort almost 6/10 back from his teammate and only good enough for P5. Charles Leclerc had a very decent Friday, topping FP1 and keeping in contact with Max in the second session. His best time for P2, just 1500ths off the lead. However, the Monegasque driver played it down, suggesting Ferrari were on the back foot compared to Red Bull and McLaren. He had a tidy session securing P4, but he was 2 places back from his teammate, the man who's won here twice. Lewis Hamilton had confessed surprise at how relatively close the Scuderia were to the front-runners on Friday. Both Ferrari drivers had struggled with balance issues, and Lewis was still looking for his mojo in final practice, going wide at turn 4 and shortly afterwards locking up on the entry to turn 1 and taking to the grass. Later, possibly distracted by Lando Norris, the 7-time champ went deep into the turns 4-5 section and took to the escape road, a new addition to the circuit for this year. P2 was a very decent return for his efforts. George Russell was one of 9 drivers who sat out FP1 and did so in the stands amongst the fans, his anonymity kept intact by the clever use of a Mexican wrestler's mask. Check his socials to see the Britain's superb selfie. He was grappling with the W16 this time out.
Just not getting this medium tire works, just sliding all over the place.
Kimi Antonelli suggested he'd had probably one of the best Fridays in a long time. The Mercedes rookie was between 1 and 2 tenths back from the leading time in both sessions. He went slightly off at turn 4, leading to a big wide turning circle at the next, and later had a big moment exiting turn 12, rumbling over the curbs. George finished a fine P3, Kimi was P7 at the flag. Max Verstappen had set the pace in Friday practice, clocking the fastest lap of the weekend in FP2, despite frequently struggling for grip. He was slightly quicker today, but still wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, it's just no grip. Same time here.
His best lap bagged him P6, but on recent form, there's surely more to come from the defending champion. Isaac Hadjar was sporting a tribute helmet to fellow Frenchman Alain Prost, the 4-time world champion who won this race back in 1988 and 1990. The Racing Bulls rookie had to have his wits about him on one of his quick laps.
Mate, the McLaren was just in the middle of the track.
And later decided Pierre Gasly's Alpine was getting in his way as well.
Pierre, come on, get out the way! Is this guy blind?
I have no words. He could have let you by before turn 4.
Idiot!
He was P8 in the FP3 final standings. Williams hadn't been expecting too much here, this track really not suiting their car. 1 year ago, Carlos Sainz stood on the top step for Ferrari, which was, by the way, the last time the Scuderia won a Formula 1 Grand Prix. The Spaniard missed FP1 due to the Williams team's rookie driver obligations and admitted he had quite a lot of work to do after a P9 best time in FP2. He suffered a big lock-up at turn 1 late in the session. Alex Albon never felt comfortable on Friday, despite having both sessions to get to grips with the FW47. He locked up at turn 13 under the watchful eyes of the stadium masses and had to cut the corner at the next. Later, he suffered a big lock-up in the same place on a soft-shod run, having set the fastest first 2 sectors.
Telling you guys, it feels weird.
And he was very quick until that point. Had a massively overzealous braking, I would say. And now he's got to try and change the way he's doing it, because that's again, you've got some pace, but if you can't put it on the board, you're going to have one Williams with a chance to be right up there in the top 10 and the other one out in Q1.
Alex finished P16, 1 place lower than his teammate. So with qualifying looming, final practices finished like this. Norris top from Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc, Piastri, Verstappen, Antonelli, Hadjar, Tsunoda and Bortoletto. P11 for Lawson, then came Ocon, Stroll, Hulkenberg, Sainz, Albon, Behrman, Gasly, Colapinto and Alonso.